Welcome to Kangaroos, the podcast, where we provide incredibly local content for our incredible local realtors. Rachel, it is good to see you. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
If you're listening to this on the day we release.
That's right. Want to jump right in?
Absolutely. What do we have today?
We have a question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've learned about us is that we only talk about food. So we're not going to go off brand, and we're going to talk about food again. This question is going to cause an argument.
Okay.
So just prepare your heart. I already know what you're going to answer. But pimento cheese, yes or no?
Absolutely. But what did you think I was going to answer?
I knew you were going to say yes.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's disgusting.
Mm-mm. Have you had good pimento cheese?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of it's good. I think it all is awful.
That could be your issue. Have you only ever had it on crackers? Because there's, or like celery. Celery's gross, but that is where people put pimento cheese. Put pimento cheese on a good sandwich or on a good burger. It's phenomenal.
No. My grandmother used to make pimento cheese, and she's a fabulous cook. Like, people talk about her cooking still, and she's been gone a long time. And she made it, and I remember every time she made it thinking, I'll try it. No. It's disgusting. Like, the thought of it right now just makes me feel queasy. I hate everything about pimento cheese.
Oh, I'm so sad for you.
Well, I guess we're different people. Okay.
What
now
is
that we've
Yeah.
settled the pimento cheese debate, 1 minute marketing term is unique value proposition. So basically, how is your business different than anyone else? So this is a promise you make that communicates why you're the best choice.
So we've had similar terms in the past, but this one is the promise that you're making, not necessarily
right.
What statistics are different or how you set yourself up to be different, but it is the promise you are making your customers that is going to differentiate you. That's great.
Great. What are we going to talk about today?
Today, we have a top 10 list. So we've got 10 things, 10 tips that are going to help you be successful in your social feed.
Yep.
You ready for that?
Getting started. Yeah. It's how to get started. So
tip number one.
Well, this is really, I have a question before we get started. Another one. Are you the kind of person that has a list that you write things down on, even if you've already done them? Like, do you just like the feeling of looking at something on paper and saying, I did all of that and I got to cross all those off. And even if I didn't write it down before I did, I'm going to write it down, cross it off just so I can feel super accomplished.
Yeah. So step number one, make a list. Step number two, mark something off. You can mark those two off immediately.
Yes.
No, I don't think I am that guy. I think I think I just make a list of what I have to do. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never thought about this. That's a great question, Rachel.
Okay. Well, get back to me next week.
I will absolutely get back to you.
Made all your lists. Okay.
Tip number one.
Tip number one. Create a business Facebook page and a business Instagram account. And do that with an email that you have access to.
Email and a cell phone that you have access to. That's great.
Yeah. I laugh because Andrew and I spend a lot of time with clients who do not have access to email accounts. That's not their fault. It's just the way all the apps work now. For instance, I don't have access to my Apple ID email anymore, which is problematic sometimes.
I don't have access to my Facebook email anymore.
I don't either. I started.
It was my Facebook college.
When I was in college, and
so I should update that. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've been in college. All that to say, if you do not have access to your email and then you start using other programs that have to link to Instagram or Facebook, They're going to require you to have access to those email accounts. And the number of help tickets you will not have to fill out if you just do it the first time. You're welcome. Just believe me on this.
Link the two accounts. It's super easy. They're owned by Meta, which is what Facebook is now.
Yep.
They play very nicely together. So make sure that those are all linked together.
Yep. Also, we say business accounts because you just have access to a greater tool set when you do that. So you have better metric analysis tools and messaging functions and advertising functions versus a personal account, which people do use for business reasons, but you just don't have the tools. So make them business accounts. Okay. Number 2,
Join Canva. So this is a service that Kangaroost employs a lot. We push all of our templates through Canva, and it would just be really easy if you would join a free account for Canva. And they have a pro account for just a few dollars a month that would allow you then to schedule out the posts that we provide for you. It's super convenient and it's easy. Join Canva.
And unless you are a graphic designer or employ one, graphic design in your head is different than just getting it out into an actual asset. So the beauty of Canva is that there are a lot of templates that already exist that make your life a lot easier. So while we are not employed by Canva, we'll say joining is really beneficial. Okay. Number 3 is to link your Canva account to your business Instagram and Facebook accounts because of what we've already mentioned. It makes sharing and scheduling content super quick and easy. This is usually where we run into problems, just as a if there's anything negative to be said about Meta and Canva or anything that you're trying to link with all your accounts, it can get complicated. But usually the complication lies in the email address that we've mentioned and you not having access to it. So use the email that you have access to and plan on having for a long time. So for the people who are at a brokerage and you think, I might change brokerages one day, 5 years from now, use your personal email account that you're never going to change. Just trust me on this one thing. If you hear nothing else that I've said, remember this. Okay. Andrew, what's number 4?
Tip number 4, develop a really good content plan. So this is what we've talked about in the past with a good strategy. Now you can wing social media all day long, but if you would just develop a little bit of a plan, a little bit of a strategy, it will be significantly better. So does that sound daunting or a little overwhelming to develop an entire month's worth of content? You could find a service that does that for you.
You mean a service like Kangaroost?
And that's what we do. We develop really great intentional content plans and provide you a schedule. All you have to do is click it and go.
That's right. Save yourself the headache, money, and time. That's what I say. Okay, number 5. What is it? This is fun to ask you just to tell us everything.
Social media is really important. So just remember that it's important, and all good things take time. So you're not going to be the biggest and best on day one, but you've got to start taking those steps. So it is a long road.
Yep. Rome wasn't built in a day, they say. And neither is a good social feed. I don't know, but they say it. And they seem like smart people. Okay, number 6 is good photography. Since you're the media expert here, you tell us how to do that.
Our phones are really great these days. So you can go out and you can get a really good shot. But if you feel like you're still lacking in the world of photography, there are plenty of sites out there like the
Canva and Unsplash.
These are all great places to get stock iStock photo. You have to pay for them, but these are all great places where you can get really beautiful images. You could also obviously hire a professional photographer for headshots or even for your real estate listings. But having great photography is a must now.
We talked about this earlier today in a different meeting that we were in, but we talked about headshots and why they're so important. But if you have to give people a tip about headshots, what would it be? Would it be wear a three-piece suit in this office building you've actually never sat in and it's like super ultra modern and it looks like a stock photo? Or are you going to say, hey, it's great to let your personality shine. Find one of your happiest places that you frequent a lot and see if you can take your headshot there. High quality does not mean buttoned up formal picture from your business dinner last week.
100%. I agree with that. I'm going to go back to the first question you should always ask when talking about marketing is who is your audience? So if you are going after that buttoned up three-piece suit client, then you sure better dress like they do. And so you want to attract the people that look like you. So if that is a tatted up coffee shop hipster, by all means, take that headshot. Absolutely let your personality shine. But it's who you're going after as your audience. Look like them.
What's the advice that parents always give their kids? It's like dress for the job you want, not for the job you have.
Yeah, that's great.
Similar advice, but also be yourself, because
Be yourself.
if I see you in a three-piece suit in your picture, one, I'm probably going to be nervous because I'm not a three-piece suit wearer. But two, and then I meet you and you've got holey jeans and an old t-shirt on. Nothing wrong with that, but I just wouldn't be expecting that.
That's right. That's right. Be yourself.
Tip number 7, schedule your posts. We get really busy and we all have great intentions. And I say that as a person who co-founded a social media content company. We laugh, but we even have to schedule our posts. Now, the thing that you cannot not do is interact with people. So you schedule your post. That doesn't mean you never check in. That means you schedule it and it's running. And then during the day, you don't have to think about what to post because it's done. And you just check in and interact with people that might be interacting with you on social media, but that you don't get to just schedule it and check in a month from now and do it again. That's not how it works.
Right. That's right. So if you go back to tip number 4 was developing your content plan, this goes really, really well with it in that you've got your plan already scheduled out. And so you can also always add new photos in the spur of the moment. But you know that you've got a really great baseline that's going to happen month over month. Schedule your posts.
Yep. It ensures you have a full feed. And like you said, the content that I think really works kind of on the fly is a Insta story or a reel when you're out at a really cool place or listing. Right. Those are the things that aren't going to clutter up your feed, even if you have something scheduled that day. People aren't going to be like, oh, she posted 12 times on Instagram. Well, no, because they're probably only going to see 1 or 2 of those in their feeds. So never a bad idea to add a story or a reel. But scheduling will make sure that if you're not in a cool place to take a reel or post a story, you've still got something that people are seeing.
That's right.
Okay, which kind of leads us to number 8, which is
going back to the engagement idea. So we are all busy, but I need you to carve out just a mere 30 minutes at the end of your day to go through any comments or any DMs that you've received and just, heart them or even respond to them. It won't take you more than 30 minutes. Just like and comment, and it helps. It helps.
And 30 minutes is long. You could probably do it in 5.
That's right. Well, I assumed, 5 minutes, but then you head over to the Kangaroos page and you just like all of our stuff too. That'd be great.
That's right. Spend 30 minutes a day doing that.
Right.
Okay. Number 9 is to pace yourself because this is a long game. So the whole idea of a crash diet, you do great for like 3 weeks. And then you go to a barbecue with friends and they have banana pudding. And then you eat the whole bowl because you've not had calories for 3 weeks and you love banana pudding. It's the same idea. It's like, don't try to go gangbusters for like the first 2 weeks and be like, I'm going to do this. This is why we're giving you all the tips of expect it to be slow. Rome wasn't built in a day. That means you don't have to do this all in a day. It means you do 1 or 2 things a day to get you to Rome, right?
That's right. Consistency wins over speed for sure. So I would much rather you be consistent and you post once a day for the next 6 months rather than shoving all of those posts into the first month and then not ever touching it again. So pace yourself, long game. Always, always, always.
Yep, 100%. Okay, number 10, Andrew.
Number 10. I mean, goodness, just sign up for Kangaroost. I know that all of this can be daunting, and this is what Rachel and I do. So we plan out a really intentional plan for you. We provide you all the content. All you have to do is schedule it out. It is the easiest thing you could do. We provide you all the captions, all the hashtags, all the beautiful designs, and it'll help you grow your market share.
Yep. And for the things that we can't do for you, like we can't post videos introducing you to us or to the world, we challenge you to do that. So we're giving you ideas every week on top of what we're already giving you of what to post and what to do. And we like to meet with you too. So if there's stuff that you want to do beyond just the social feed or questions you have, we like coffee and we like going to different coffee shops. And so help us with our goal to hit every coffee shop in Nashville.
Oh,
At
if that
least
wasn't a
once.
goal, it is now for sure.
I challenge us to this.
I learned about a new coffee shop today, and so I am excited to hit it up. But if you still have questions or want to talk through any of your specific goals, maybe you want to develop a plan. We would love to talk with you. So Andrew at kangaroos.com or Rachel at kangaroos.com. And we'd love to meet.
We have a local question to wrap us up.
Okay.
This is going to age us, just as an FYI. Some of us more than others.
Okay.
But
thank you.
You're welcome. I'll never not tell you that. It's the one thing I have, okay? Just leave me alone. Where's your favorite place to buy plants in the Nashville area?
Oh, man. I don't have a green thumb. And so any plant that we have purchased, we tend to just kill. This year alone, I have killed 7 plants so far, middle of the summer, and many others are dying. But you know what? We go to Hewitt, which is a nursery off of Hillsborough Pike, and we love just getting lost in their plants. And I mean, it is a huge, huge place, and it is beautiful. So I should just probably walk around and let them take care of their plants and enjoy those plants and not ever have to buy them. That's what I should do. But Hewitt Nursery on Hillsborough Pike, beautiful place.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't have a great green thumb either. I will say there are a few plants that I'm very proud to have kept alive because usually my goal is just to keep my children alive and fed and clothed. But I have a few plants that have survived the life that is mine and the chaos that ensues. If I am shopping and I want people that know what they're talking about, then I go to this place in Smyrna called Red Wagon. They're very kind. They know all the things. They can tell me what is going to survive my life over here. Like, what can you not kill? These are probably your best bet. Now, they're not going to give me any cranky plants or ones that take a lot of sweet talking. I'm not into that. I can't. like those plants are going to die real quick over here. But the ones, the ones that are pretty hardy, we'll try those. Now, I will say, if we're going to talk about plants and how we kill them, there is one that we've had that we got right before COVID hit at my husband's grandfather's funeral. It was like a gift. I think it's a peace lily. I don't know. I don't know what plants are called either. And I keep thinking I finally have killed this thing, and it looks pretty rough. And then I stick it in my bathtub and just fill it with water. And I'm like, we'll see if water brings it back. And somehow it keeps surviving. Now, surviving is like, we're using that term real generously. It's looking like it's lived a really long, hard life in our bathroom, and it has. But I will post a picture of this for everyone to enjoy and laugh at, and we can decide if it's actually surviving or if I'm being really generous with that word. But
surviving or thriving?
Thriving, I'm going to say no. It's not thriving.
Definitely not.
But it's hanging on. That's what it's doing.
I look forward to seeing that picture. So thanks for joining us today. If you would rate and review, it helps get the word out to the other people that need to hear all of these marketing ideas. So, Rachel, we have a few people that have responded and rated this podcast. I'm going to read one for you. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Although this podcast and company is focused on marketing for realtors, there's a lot anyone can learn from the discussion on the podcast. Good tips about personal branding and other key topics that will help build your brand or grow your business. Thanks, Aaron. So if you've got a comment like that,
we only paid him $10 for
we will take it. Great. That's kind.
That's so kind. You know what else we have today? A discount code.
What?
We do. First month, 50. First month, all caps, words, 50, the number 50, like 50. And it gets you half off your first month.
Oh, yeah. That's so great. Otherwise, $65 a month. You get all the share squares and captions and hashtags that we talked about. And intentional plan.
That's right. And even gardening tips. I would use those. I would probably not use our gardening tips, but if you have them, we'll take those. You're probably much better at this than we are.
Probably. Well, Rachel, Kangaroos the podcast. We provide incredibly local content for our incredible local realtors, and we'll see you next week.
See you next time.